In the headlines for Newsnight, Saturday, September 13th, the tourism sector warns it needs urgent reforms. A viral video forces the port to conduct internal investigations. And in sports, the Warriors clinch a CPL playoff spot.
Broadcasting from our studios in the Pine St. Michael, this is CBC Newsnight, starting now.
Good evening and welcome. I'm Tisha Hines with the details to the news. For Barbados' tourism sector to remain the heartbeat of the economy, industry leaders say urgent reforms are needed to protect its competitiveness. At the Barbados Hotel and Tourism Association's third quarterly meeting, held at Hayman's Market in St. Peter, the chairman issued warnings but also bold proposals. Our Deanza Roberts has that story.
The Barbados Hotel and Tourism Association chairman, Javon Griffith, says tourism remains the heartbeat of the economy, earning foreign exchange and supporting thousands of jobs. But he warns that policy decisions must keep pace with global realities. The chairman says top of the agenda is the government's planned $10 a day car rental environmental levy, which is scheduled to begin October 1st.
At $10 Barbados a day, this levy threatens to price visitors out of car rentals, especially our long-stay guests in winter. This has a ripple effect. Fewer cars rented means fewer visitors exploring our restaurants, attractions, and communities. The impact does not stop at the rental desk, it cascades through the economy. Worse yet, the levy risks fueling the underground market of unlicensed operators, undermining both safety and government revenues.
He cited what he calls solutions, noting that the association is ready to negotiate the planned levy with government.
We have not just raised concerns, we have tabled solutions, replacing the daily charge with a single flat fee per contract, reducing it to $5 Barbados a day, and or exempt our long-stay visitors. These are practical, balanced alternatives that meet environmental goals without damaging our competitiveness. We continue to urge government to seize this window of dialogue before October 1st, and we stand ready to work on a solution that safeguards both the environment and our tourism industry.
The chairman also called for an overhaul of the island's outdated tourism licensing system, replacing a single annual renewal rush with a 12-month rolling system, fully digitized and risk-based.
First, we must make all tourism licenses valid for 12 months from the date of issue, not to have a license issued in September to expire on December 31st, 2025. That single change immediately eliminates the outdated January rush. Second, we must upgrade the existing digital portal into a true one-stop shop for applications, renewals, and fee payments. Third, inspections should be scheduled year-round based on risk level and compliance.
With proposals on taxation, licensing, workforce development, and safety, the BHTA says the next few months are critical for shaping the future of the island's #1 industry. Deanza Roberts, CBC News.
Now from St. Peter, we head to the heart of the city. Vendors in Swan Street are making their views known on a recent assessment by the Barbados Fire Service Chief on the hazard they're causing in Bridgetown. Chief Errol Maynard had a walk through Bridgetown earlier this week with representatives of the Barbados Association of Retailers, Vendors and Entrepreneurs. Our reporter Akeem Clinkett reports.
Vendors in Swan Street were set up from early to carry about their day. The fire chief, Errol Maynard, had a walk through earlier this week where he reported his concerns about access to Swan Street with so many vendors on the street. The vendors, however, have a different view. One vendor, who gave his name as Javi, believes that all the vendors on the street will be cooperative if needed, but he doesn't think they should have to move.
I could tell you personally that we just sell out here, and if a fire truck was scanning through there, we can move these things so fast the fire truck can get through. You hear what I tell you, brother? I could tell you that from personal experience. Anything happen out here, we support, we can look out and we're going to be here. So allow the hustlers, called tourists, like to see it, brother.
Another vendor, Jason Trotman, says if the vendors are moved, they will not only change the culture of the street, but it will impact the economy.
As you move, we gonna sell, and if you move, here gonna end up like Broad Street, day. And we supposed to keep town alive round right now. Swan Street is the most busiest street in town. Tourists, everybody's pass through here, and ain't no way to put me. Real thing, and there's one put me, part me and one get put. And when the put me somewhere, the people that's walk along the road don't come and buy in front of you, don't come and look for you. Real thing.
Now, in an exclusive interview with Deputy Fire Chief Henderson Patrick, he spoke to some of the issues that the fire service encounters, which are not only in Bridgetown, but in surrounding areas.
What will impact response is the area where the incident is located, whether we have good access. And by good access, I mean there are some areas, especially within the city area, where persons doing indiscriminate parking. And quite recently, one of my officers reported that they had to park the vehicle a ways off from the incident and extended a number of holes because they could not get directly to the incident as a result of indiscriminate parking. We have experienced that certainly within the Westbury area.
For the meanwhile, vendors will continue to operate in Bridgetown. Akeem Klinkit, CBC News.
Coming up, a viral video forces the port to do damage control. Officials at Barbados Port Inc. are investigating the circumstances surrounding a video circulating across social media. The investigation is about a Ferrari and a video showing two men, seemingly employees of the port, driving the vehicle through the facility. The vehicle had just been removed from a shipment container. With regard to the video, the Barbados Port Inc. states that it does not condone such behavior, which is contrary to their commitment and obligation as the custodian of cargo received at the Port of Bridgetown. In a statement, the port acknowledged concerns expressed among customers, members of the public, and other stakeholders, and confirmed they are taking the incident seriously and addressing the matter through its formal processes. They're also using this as an opportunity to reinforce the principles outlined in their service charter. Police are seeking the public's assistance in locating Nigel Pinder, alias Bounty or Cappy. He is considered armed and dangerous and should be approached with caution. The 48-year-old man is wanted for questioning in connection with serious criminal matters. Pinder, whose last known address is Cox Hill, Church Village, St. Philip, is 6 feet 2 inches in height, brown complexion, and is slimly built. Nigel Pinder is advised that he can present himself to the Major Crime Unit at the District F Belplain Police Station, Horse Hill, St. Joseph, accompanied by an attorney at law of his choice. Any person who may know the whereabouts of Nigel Pinder is also asked to contact the Major Crime Unit at telephone numbers 430-7192, District F, Belplain Police Station at 433-1540, Police Emergency at 211, Crime Stoppers at 1-800-8477, or call the nearest police station. As the Barbados remains in the heart of the hurricane season, the Department of Emergency Management is reminding citizens that disaster preparedness is a year-round responsibility. Our Deanza Roberts has the details from a lively presentation by DEM's Simon Ali.
The occasion was a Hurricane and Finance Resilience Workshop held at the Cooperators General Insurance Limited, and it was dubbed Safeguard 2025. It was an engaging and interactive session as Simon Aline, Program Officer at the Department of Emergency Management, quizzed those in attendance on the basics, starting with the simple but critical question: when is the hurricane season?
June to November every year. So from June 1st to November 30th, we know that there is the expectation of, if not a hurricane, we have tropical depressions, we have tropical waves, We have tropical storms, and of course the full equivalent would be a category 1 to 5 hurricane. I want to remind you that as it relates to hurricane preparedness, don't just only prepare for a hurricane. Understand that leading up to a hurricane, a number of things could happen.
He reminded those in attendance that preparedness is not just government's responsibility, but urged them to plan and protect themselves. He highlighted a wide range of hazards beyond hurricanes, emphasizing how devastating these can be to citizens and to the country. He implored those present to arm themselves with information so they will know what to do if disaster strikes.
So we need to build resilience. So how do we build resilience? By having the knowledge of what to do, how to plan better, how to build better, how to prepare, and you put that into practice. So that's how you become resilient. You can only become resilient by getting the knowledge from your credit unions and your insurance and of course the EM on what to do before the impact of any major hazard.
Aline also says early preparation, checking insurance, reinforcing homes and staying informed remains this country's best defense against natural or man-made hazards. Deanza Roberts, CBC News.
Back here at home, 2 centuries were scored today on day 1 of Series 6 in the 2025 BCA Elite Division. Over at Lucas Street, Damel Evelyn smashed an unbeaten ton of 120 in UWI 194 all out against Windward. And Isaiah Raja struck 116 for Yorkshire over at Darrell's Road against Wanderers as they closed the day on 280 for 7. Then over at Bank Hall, Kobe Williams bagged 7 for 39 to help Empire bowl out BCA Youth for just 134. Rain then ended play early with Empire 46 without loss. In the other matches, at Dash Valley, Gladiola 112, Wildy 32 without loss, and at Foursquare Oval, YMPC 230, Pickwick 23 for 1. The Barbados Davis Cup team have lost their Group 2 first-round tie with Lebanon for love. After losing both singles yesterday, the doubles team of Darian King and Hayden Lewis went down today to Fadi Baden and Hassan Ibrahim 6-2, 6-3. Then Stephen Slocum lost to Fadi Biden 6-1, 6-4. Their next assignment will now determine if Barbados gets demoted. In the Barbados...
In 2 weeks, we will know who we will be playing against and where, because the draw will take place then on a Thursday. We do know already when, playing the first weekend in February, and that will be a very important tie because that would determine if we will remain in Group 2 or heaven forbid, be demoted to Group 3.
Now, the Barbados senior national football team is set to kick off their campaign tomorrow in the 2025 WIFA Women's Tournament in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. The Barbados squad left the island yesterday to play in the September 14th to 20th tournament. The local women will take on St. Lucia in the opening clash at the Arnasville Sporting Complex. Manager Tricia Ford says the matches are seen as friendlies for preparation in Barbados' quest in the upcoming CONCACAF Women's Qualifiers coming up later this year.
As we know, the women would not have played much football within the last year internationally, so we're now coming back on the scenes, and this is definitely part of our development plan as we prepare for the CONCACAF competition that's coming up in November. If you see the team, is the nucleus of it would have been the senior girls from before, but we have added some additions, mainly persons that would have been in the under 17 setup over the last 2 years. So there are some new faces that, we are eager to gain your support, and as we continue to progress as it relates to women's football in Barbados.
Head coach Kerry Trotman says the team's preparations were short but intense.
The ladies show a commitment. They've been working hard, putting in the necessary work they need to get to a certain level. We know that we work in a short space of time, so we try to hit the key pillars, the technical, the physical, and some tactical. We did address some psychological aspects of it as well, but I think overall we've managed to get the team to a level that we should be able to go there and perform at our best and represent Barbados.
And that's our news. Thank you so much for spending the time with us. On behalf of the entire crew, do enjoy the rest of your evening.